Have you ever stopped to watch your cat doing something amazing and thought, how does he even do that? Cats seem to have abilities that defy logic, things we humans simply can't replicate. In this video, we're going to explore some of the most incredible things cats do. These are behaviors and skills that go far beyond cuteness. They involve science, instinct, and evolution. And the most fascinating part is that the more we learn, the more we realize just how special these animals truly are. Get ready to better understand what's behind those curious and surprising actions we can only admire. And if you enjoy learning more about your pet's behavior and want to give them a happier, healthier life, subscribe to our channel. We post daily videos made with care and responsibility just for you. Cats are like liquids. They fit anywhere. If you live with cats, you've probably seen scenes that make no sense at first glance. A cat squeezed into a tiny box, curled up in a bowl, or comfortably settled in a space that seems way too small. This ability to mold themselves to their surroundings is so impressive it even inspired a famous internet meme. Cats are liquids. But is there any science behind it? Actually, yes. A cat's body is incredibly flexible and adaptable, thanks to the unique structure of its spine. Cats have more vertebrae than humans, and those vertebrae are connected by highly elastic muscles and ligaments. This allows them to twist, stretch, and compress with ease, fitting into spaces that seem incompatible with their size. Studies have shown that this flexibility is an evolutionary adaptation that helps cats move swiftly, escape predators, and hide in safe places. In the wild, being able to squeeze into tight spots can mean the difference between life and death. In other words, this liquid behavior is instinctive. Cats feel safer in enclosed, protected spaces, like boxes, baskets, or narrow corners. These spots offer thermal comfort, protection from threats, and a sense of control over their environment. That's why even at home, cats seek out places that seem uncomfortable to us, but to them, they're perfect hideouts. Also, the fact that cats don't have a rigid collarbone like humans allows them to pass through very narrow openings. They can even judge whether they'll fit using their whiskers, which act as width sensors. If the whiskers fit, chances are the body will too. So next time you see your cat curled up in a pot or sleeping in a shoebox, remember, they're showing off a physical and instinctive skill that makes them truly unique. Cats really do defy the laws of physics, and they do it with charm and ease. Cats fall from great heights and survive. Have you ever heard that cats always land on their feet? That popular belief actually has a scientific explanation. Cats possess a reflex known as the righting reflex, which begins to develop around 3 weeks of age. This reflex allows a cat to rotate its body midair and align its paws downward before hitting the ground. And here's the surprising part. The higher the fall, the better the chances of survival. It sounds counterintuitive, but when a cat falls from a greater height, it has more time to complete the rotation, relax its muscles, and spread the impact across its body. In addition, a cat's body is light and flexible, and its bone structure is more resistant to impact than ours. They also have a kind of natural brake. The cat can stabilize its fall and prepare for landing. Of course, falls can still cause fractures and other injuries, especially if the cat is overweight or has health issues. But this extraordinary ability shows just how much cats are true masters of balance and survival, something we humans simply can't replicate. The impressive balance of cats. One of the most striking things about cats is the elegance with which they move. They walk along narrow surfaces, jump with pinpoint accuracy, and almost never lose their balance. But how do they manage that? The secret lies in a combination of anatomy, reflexes, and spatial awareness. Cats have a low center of gravity and extremely flexible muscles, which allow them to adjust their bodies quickly and precisely. On top of that, their tail plays a crucial role. It acts as a counterweight, helping the cat maintain balance during complex movements like jumping or walking along narrow ledges. Cats also have a highly developed vestibular system, the system responsible for balance and spatial orientation. Located in the inner ear, it allows them to react instantly to changes in position, keeping their bodies stable even in unstable situations. Another key factor is their motor coordination. Cats have an incredible ability to calculate distances and adjust the strength and direction of their movements. That's why they can leap from one piece of furniture to another with such precision, without measuring or hesitating. And when they do make a mistake, which is rare, they activate their righting reflex to minimize the impact of the fall. This refined sense of balance is also evident in more subtle moments, like when a cat is grooming itself. Have you ever noticed how it can lick parts of its body that seem completely out of reach? That's only possible thanks to the flexibility and body control they possess. Cats can see in the dark. If you've ever watched your cat move effortlessly around the house at night, even when everything looks pitch black to you, know that it's not magic, it's science. Cats have an extremely well-developed sense of night vision, far superior to ours. While we need light to see clearly, cats can navigate in environments with very little illumination. This happens because their eyes contain a much higher number of cells called rods, which are responsible for detecting light in low-light conditions. They also have a special structure behind the retina called the tapetum lucidum, which enhances their ability to see in the dark even more. That's why a cat's eyes seem to glow when light hits them at night. Cats can see up to 6 times better than humans in dim lighting. This is an evolutionary adaptation inherited from their wild ancestors, who hunted at dusk or during the night. Even domestic cats retain this ability, which explains why they're often most active in the early morning hours or in the middle of the night. But it's important to remember that, despite their impressive night vision, cats can't see in complete darkness. They still need at least a small source of light, like moonlight, a street lamp, or even the glow from an electronic device, to activate this ability. Still, it's a skill we humans could never naturally replicate. Cats hear sounds we don't even notice. Have you ever felt like your cat senses things you're completely unaware of? Sometimes they stop, stare at a corner of the room, or suddenly run off as if they heard something, and chances are they did. Cats have an extremely sensitive sense of hearing, much sharper than ours. They can detect sounds at much higher frequencies than humans can perceive. This skill is especially useful in nature, where cats need to detect the movement of small animals like rodents, which make high-pitched sounds that are nearly inaudible to us. Cats can also pinpoint the exact source of a sound with remarkable accuracy, thanks to the mobility of their ears, which can move independently up to 180 degrees. This allows them to listen in stereo, adjusting the position of their ears to better capture sound. They're also able to pick up very faint noises, like the hum of electronic devices or even the sound of a car engine approaching. That's why they often react before you even realize something is happening. This refined hearing also plays a key role in communication between cats. They produce sounds at frequencies that other cats can hear, but that go unnoticed by humans. This includes very high-pitched meows or nearly silent vocalizations used in social interactions or to get attention. Cats have a highly developed sense of smell. If you think dogs have an impressive sense of smell, you might be surprised to learn that cats also have a remarkably refined nose. While they're not as famous for it as dogs, cats have a sense of smell that's about 14 times more sensitive than ours. A cat's nose is equipped with between 50 and 80 million olfactory receptors, compared to the roughly 5 million we humans have. This means they can detect odors at extremely low concentrations, a skill that's essential for their survival and well-being. In the wild, their sense of smell helps them identify prey, avoid predators, and recognize territory. At home, it's used to recognize people, other animals, and even emotional changes. Cats can detect hormonal and chemical shifts in the human body, like the scent of stress, sadness, or happiness. That's why many pet owners say their cats come closer during difficult moments, as if offering comfort. Cats also have a special organ called the Jacobson's organ, or vomeronasal organ, located on the roof of the mouth. It's activated when the cat slightly opens its mouth and tastes the air. With this organ, cats analyze complex scents, such as those from other animals or pheromones. chemical signals used for communication between individuals of the same species. This sensitivity to smell also explains why cats are so picky about food, environments, and even people. A scent that seems harmless to us, like perfume, cleaning products, or certain foods, can be overwhelmingly strong or unpleasant to them. After learning about all these incredible feline abilities, it's hard not to be amazed. These traits aren't just fun facts. They reveal how complex, intelligent, and adaptable cats truly are. And the more we observe them, the more we learn from them. Now tell us in the comments, which of these abilities impressed you the most? Or maybe you've seen something unique in your own cat that you'd like to share. If you enjoyed discovering these wonders of the feline world, share this video with other cat lovers. And don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our quality content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.